spake this parable unto them, saying, What man of you having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, doth not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost until he find it? Who are the lost sheep of whom the Savior spoke? In this city and others throughout the world, every ward and branch has a number of them. Men, women, and children whose lives lack dimension, who face an uncertain eternity. Some of them you may recognize. Here's a returned missionary who bears his testimony each fast Sunday. He teaches a Sunday school class, too, and does a pretty fair job of it. But he never comes to priesthood meeting and seldom comes to sacrament meeting. Here's a sweet child of primary age with keen intellect and tremendous potential. She doesn't come to primary because it's too much trouble. Oh, not for her, but for her mother. The mother complains that with all her other responsibilities, she doesn't have time to take her. The child may be lost to the kingdom, but who in this case is really the lost sheep? Here's a girl who thinks she has to follow the latest dress styles regardless. I'm not ashamed of the way I look, she says, and is out to prove it. She claims she loves the church, but is this the first step away from the church? None of us is perfect. Every home in the church, in one way or another, is in need of the shepherd. Those who turn away from church activity are in danger of being lost. But even those lost in some distant wilderness can be brought back if someone cares enough, believes enough, and never stops trying.
Hey, you! Do something?
That was the first time I saw Rick, but certainly not the last. We just moved into the neighborhood, and I guess this was his way of welcoming us.
It wasn't anything personal. It was the tree. Some trees you just can't resist. But I think I'll learn to.
My day was garbage cans. First time I had to clean up the mess, that was the last time I dumped a garbage can.
My dad had ground me for a month if he knew about this.
I bet your dad kicked up his heels a little when he was young.
Not my father. He was never young.
Ricky, baby, that tree's beautiful, man, beautiful.
Hi, Rick. Man, that's too much.
Hiya, Lily. How's it going, Turtle?
Like around and around. You moved, man?
Just, visiting.
Worked on my lawn, you know.
Hey, I am. How about that? Man, beautiful little blades. Rows and rows of blades and blades.
Get off of the man's grass, Turtle.
Yes, madame. Hey, Rick, you know where my pad is, man?
Sure, Turtle.
If you're ever on the block, stop and knock. Like, do it now. It's a gas.
Who are your friends?
Oh, I met him downtown. Turtle's kind of far out, but he's all right. No way, he's a lot more honest than most people.
I think he could use a bath.
You sound just like my dad.
What's wrong with your dad?
Well, he's a doctor, see, and all my life I've heard how hard he had to study to get into med school.
Then you're afraid you won't make it, huh?
Man, I don't want to make it. I don't want to be anything like him.
The bishop called me to be a home teacher in our new ward, and this evening I was on my way to meet my families. I'm a convert to the church, and my wife Judy and I were brand new in the ward. But the ward was new too, and everyone had a job. Judy had been called to the primary, and I was called as priest quorum advisor. Brother Baldwin?
Yes.
We're your new home teachers.
Oh, come in, come in. I'm just leaving, but the family's home. Marge, son. Let's step down this way, brother.
You have a beautiful home.
Thank you. My name's Baldwin, Woodrow Baldwin. Sorry I can't stay, but you're welcome in my home anytime.
I'm Larry Webb. This is Wayne Colton.
Wayne?
Hi.
Come on down. Rick, these are our home teachers.
Hi, Rick.
You know each other?
Sure. Rick helped me with a little yard work the other day.
That's nice. Sorry I have to leave, but I have to make an appearance at a fundraising dinner. You know how these things go.
Yes,
I hope you like our ward.
Well, I'm sure.
You know, we've been divided 3 times. Once more, we'll have to start having Sunday school on Saturdays.
You know what they say
See
with...
if you can get him to do something about that hair. He won't listen to me. I'm supposed to be a respected man in this community. My only son looks as though I can't afford to buy him a haircut. Nice to have met you, Brother Webb.
You a priest?
Yeah.
You better shape up. I'm your new advisor.
As I got to know Rick better, I was troubled by his attitude. His lack of interest in the gospel and his relationship with his father.
I guess your dad's patients keep him pretty busy.
Yeah, he's on a bunch of civic committees. You might say he's a wheel.
I bet you're pretty proud of it.
Oh, come on, Larry.
Sorry, I guess that wasn't very honest.
I'll tell you straight out. Dad and I, well, if we weren't related, I don't think we'd even be friends.
I'm sorry to hear that.
Well, he has this little black book, see, and he runs his life by it. 8 o'clock hospital rounds, 9 o'clock be at the office, noon meet with the hospital board, 6 o'clock dinner, 7 o'clock. Well, that's how it goes.
He sounds like a very organized person.
Right down to the minute.
Maybe he thinks he's doing the right thing for you.
Yeah, sure. Mondays we have family night, 7 to 8. Just don't think of a question you want to ask 1 minute after 8.
Don't be too tough on him.
My sophomore year, I made the little black book. It was the annual Fathers and Sons banquet. I was on the honor roll that year. It's going to be a surprise for him. Only put it on the wrong page in his little black book, and the night of the banquet, he had to be someplace else.
Have you ever told him how you feel?
I've never been able to get another appointment.
The bishop agreed I should keep an eye on Rick. He needed to know that there was someone who accepted him without reservation, simply for being himself. It was a feeling he didn't get from his father. Since I needed a physical for an insurance policy, it gave me an excuse to see Brother Baldwin.
Everything seems to be fine, Brother Webb. I'll fill this out and send it in for you.
Well, thank you, Doctor.
You've got a fine boy. I've really enjoyed getting to know him.
Rick's a good boy. Quiet, respectful. His hair's a little long. I've been disappointed in his grades. He started out to be quite a scholar, you know. But a mission will straighten him out.
What if he doesn't want to go on a mission?
Of course he'll go on a mission. I went on a mission.
I think if you talk with Rick, you'd find that he doesn't necessarily accept what you want for him.
I talked to him, but he doesn't listen to me. You know, I was kind of a rebel myself, but I grew out of it. I've spent my life setting an example for him. He'll follow.
I think it takes more than example. A little sharing of time, perhaps.
Brother Webb, I'm sure you mean well, and I'm grateful for your friendship with my son. He never was one to confide in me. But you're way off base here. Now, if you'll excuse me, I have a waiting room full of patients.
Just one more thing. We're having an outing for the priests and their fathers on the 16th. We'd like for you to be there.
The 16th. I'm afraid I'm busy. That's the evening I'm scheduled to speak to the Chamber of Commerce. Could you make it any other time?
Could you?
Time out, fellas. Hey, Rick, I'm really sorry your dad couldn't come. Hey, come on and join the game. We're having a great time. Okay.
Get set. 1, 2, 3, hey, let's go.
Hi, Rick. I've been trying to reach you on the phone.
I've been busy.
Well, can I talk to you for a minute?
I'm going to meet a friend.
Turtle?
Yeah. Oh, yeah, my dad doesn't dig him either. Look, I'm sorry about the other night. I was like a fifth wheel at that priesthood party.
Well, I wondered what happened when you didn't show up for the food.
Look, my dad already chewed me out for getting home late that night.
Rick, what do these hippies have that appeals to you?
Plenty. Freedom. They've kicked the establishment.
For example?
They're not uptight about some career, about trying to make it as salesmen or bankers or doctors. They're just living for right now, searching for love.
Love? They make it pretty tough for people to love them.
Well, you're going to judge them on the basis of how they look.
And act, and sound, and smell.
You know, for a while I thought you were different. You're just like all the rest. You're just like my dad.
I was really worried now. The rest of my priests were fairly active, but Rick began to withdraw from his church friends and spend more and more time with Turtle and his crowd.
Why, Brother Baldwin. Come in.
Won't you have a seat, Doctor?
No, I can't stay, and I hate to bother you at this time of night. I was hoping... Is Rick here?
I haven't seen him all day. As a matter of fact, he wasn't at priesthood meeting this morning.
I know. I told him yesterday, either cut off that hair or stay home. He stayed home. Then this afternoon, we had a rather bad quarrel. He called me a phony. He said he wouldn't go to college and turn out to be a hypocrite like me. Then he left. I thought he might have come over here to cool off. His mother's beside herself.
I think I know where he might be.
Not with those hippies. When this gets out, I won't be able to hold up my head. He's had everything he's ever wanted. How could he do this to me?
I think a better question is, how could we do this to him? Rick failed to come home, so I decided to go looking for him. Is Rick here?
Who is it, Lily?
It's okay, Turtle, I got it. Are you gonna get him out of here?
I'm gonna try.
Don't try. Get him out of here. It's not too late for him.
Is it too late for you, Lily?
Me? I've been living like this since I was 14. I don't remember anything else. I don't want anything else. A fix and a place to sleep. That's all I need.
What's happened to you, Lily?
What happened? Let me think. Oh, yeah. There was this groovy guy out in front of our school one day. He gave me a piece of candy. At least, I thought it was candy. I was high on LSD for 24 hours. And I've been high on one thing or another ever since.
Hey, come on, Lily. Wow, Mr. Blaze, the Sunday school man. Come on in.
Hi, Rick. Your father's looking for you.
Oh, wow. I don't see him.
He asked me to come.
He sent Mr. Blades. Coming here himself would tarnish his image.
Rick, this isn't for you.
I'll tell you what's not for me. Living my life out of a little black book.
Tick, tock, tick.
There are other alternatives.
Alternatives? Not for me. I spit on it, the whole bag.
On me, too?
Get off my back, Larry. You haven't given me anything new.
Like it's the same old song, man. Same old song. man.
Can't you leave me alone? Get out of my life, Larry. Don't you understand? Get out of my life!
Yeah. Get out of my life. 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 Get out of here. Come on.
Bishop, I'm fed up.
Larry, I don't blame you for being angry, but you can't wash your hands of them. Do you remember what the Savior said? What man of you, having 100 sheep, if he lose one, doesn't leave the 99 and go after that which was lost until he finds it, Larry?
Let someone else go after him. What about his father? It's his responsibility, isn't it?
Has it occurred to you that maybe he needs help too? You have to keep on caring. You have to be a good shepherd.
What is my responsibility to Rick? Is he important to me only as a statistic? Only so that I can have 100% participation in my quorum? Or does he mean something to me as a human being? Woe be unto the shepherds of Israel that do. How does it go? That do feed themselves. Ye eat the fat, and ye clothe ye with wool, but ye feed not the flock. The diseased ye have not strengthened, neither have ye healed that which was sick, neither have ye sought that which was lost. And they were scattered, because there was no shepherd.
This is it.
Larry, what am I going to do?
That's up to you.
I could force him to come home, but I can't force him to love me.
Why don't you wait here? Now, if he'll come, I'll bring him.
Thanks, Larry.
Going somewhere?
Look, I told you to leave me alone.
I can't, Rick.
Then I'll fix it so you can.
Where are you going?
What difference does it make? We've got the whole world to choose from.
Your choice is bigger than that, Rick.
Cool it, will you, Blades?
Look, Rick. The other day when you said I had nothing new for you, I'll admit it, I don't. There is nothing new. The same old laws still apply. There isn't anything new in the new morality either. It's been tried before and failed. Because we also need order in our lives. You know that. If you're looking for something new, you won't find it no matter where you go.
No. Well, maybe I'll find something better.
Better isn't a gift. You build it. Rick, your father's waiting. Come home.
I don't want to be a phony. I've got to be free.
Like Lily's free?
Look, man, bug off, will you?
Let me do my thing, will you, Turtle?
Just what is your thing?
Right now, it's Rick. Go ahead and laugh, but I really care about it.
Man, that's what we're all about. Love, brotherhood. That's why he'd rather be with us. Better get Lily, it's time to go. You better get out of here fast.
Lily.
That's right, run. Where's your concern now, your great love for your fellow man, huh?
Ah, Rick, move it.
You're not serious. You wouldn't leave her.
You want to get busted?
Wait, we can help her. We can get her to a hospital. It'll be okay.
A hospital? Man, she's on snow. She's flying high. Now, I'm going to tell you one more time. Are you coming? Rick, the action's out there.
Let's get her covered with this.
Dad, hey, you better get going. There'll be cops all over here in a minute.
Good, then they can help us get her to the hospital.
Dad, can you help her?
Rick, I think we can help her.
And when he hath found it, he layeth it on his shoulders rejoicing. And when he cometh home, he calleth together his friends and neighbors, saying unto them, Rejoice with me, for I have found my sheep which was lost. Trying.
Hey, you!
Do something? That was the first time I saw Rick, but certainly not the last. We just moved into the neighborhood, and I guess this was his.
He spake this parable unto them, saying, What man of you having 100 sheep, if he lose one of them, doth not leave the 99 in the wilderness, and go after that which is lost until he find it? Who are the lost sheep of whom the Savior spoke? In this city and others throughout the world, every ward and branch has a number of them. Men, women and children whose lives lack dimension, who face an uncertain eternity. Some of them you may recognize. Here's a returned missionary who bears his testimony each fast Sunday. He teaches a Sunday school class too and does a pretty fair job of it. But he never comes to priesthood meeting and seldom comes to sacrament meeting. Here's a sweet child of primary age with keen intellect and tremendous potential. She doesn't come to primary because it's too much trouble. Oh, not for...
His way of welcoming us.
It wasn't anything personal. It was the tree. Some trees you just can't resist. But I think I'll learn to.
My day it was garbage cans. First time I had to clean up the mess, that was the last time I dumped a garbage can.
My dad had ground me for a month if he knew about this.
I bet your dad kicked up his heels a little when he was young.
Not my father. He was never young.
Ricky, baby, that tree's beautiful, man, beautiful.
Hi, Rick. Man, that's too much.
Hiya, Lily. How's it going, Turtle?
Like around and around. You moved, man?
Just, visiting.
Worked on my lawn, you know.
Hey, I am. How about that? Man, beautiful little blades. A rose and rose.
For her, but for her mother. The mother complains that with all her other responsibilities, she doesn't have time to take her. The child may be lost to the kingdom, but who in this case is really the lost sheep? Here's a girl who thinks she has to follow the latest dress styles regardless. I'm not ashamed of the way I look, she says, and is out to prove it. She claims she loves the church, but is this the first step away from the church? None of us is perfect. Every home in the church, in one way or another, is in need of the shepherd. Those who turn away from church activity are in danger of being lost. But even those lost in some distant wilderness can be brought back if someone cares enough, believes enough, and never stops